Katy lives in the countryside in Cornwall. She started riding when she was 7, and it soon became her great passion. She rides as often as she can, despite the bad riding accident she had 2 years ago. But today she's as crazy about horses as ever.
This is Rosie. She's 28 years old, which is very old in horse years. She's probably about 90. She's still fit and healthy and likes to play up quite a bit. And horses are my favourite out of all the animals, although I spend a lot of time with many different animals. But yeah.
Once a week, Katy gives Rosie a break and takes private riding lessons in stables near her home.
And change your stick in the middle and your diagonal at the end.
Under the watchful eye of her trainer, Katy can really let loose here. She takes her riding seriously and is ambitious too. Katy gives her best in whatever she does. Horse riding is a popular pastime amongst teenagers in Cornwall, particularly for girls.
The main hobby in Cornwall is surfing, although I do horse riding. I ride around the countryside and I also have indoor school lessons.
From baby to teenager, Katy's dad loves photography, so every year is captured in pictures. Until today, Katy's birthday. She's just turned 15. In the afternoon, Katy's friends come over to her house for her birthday party. Katy's father, Martin, is a police officer. He usually spends his days arresting murderers, but today he's on another mission, grilling on the barbecue. Katy's mum, Diane, loves it when her husband does a barbecue, because all she has to do is the salads and sauces. And this is Katy's brother, Matt. He helps out where he can.
I love birthdays because they're great fun. My friends come round, we have barbecue, my dad's done the food, my mum's prepared the rest of the food, and we just have great fun.
This is not a picture of Mars, but the Eden Project in Cornwall, a conservation venture. The Eden Project hosts the biggest greenhouses in the world. The greenhouses simulate different climates. The result is a kind of zoo for plants, where thousands of exotic plants have now found their home.
Well, it's still interesting for me, even though I've been here quite a few times, and each time it's different. We notice different things, different plants. There's many different varieties of plants, and it's always interesting to come here.
From the biggest greenhouses in the world to a tiny replica in the backyard of Katy's school. Katy likes science and was part of a project group which came up with their very own dome.
Well, I'm part of a science and engineering club here at the school, and this is the dome that we've built. We've based it on the Eden Project, and we've had several trips there in which we've studied and the way it's been built, and that's how we've designed ours.
In the dome, the students carry out experiments, this year on vegetables, not quite Katy's cup of tea. At the moment, Katy's more involved in work experience, a compulsory part of the Year 10 programme.
The success of this work experience is going to depend very largely on your attitude.
Finding a work placement and how to handle the first steps in a working environment are discussed in a special lesson at school. The lesson aims to help pupils find a job later on in life.
This particular lesson is called Personal, Social and Health Education, which is basically helping us getting ready for work experience, where we go into a work placement of our choice, which is obviously related to the career we want in the future.
Katy knew exactly where she wanted to go from the very start.
I've chosen to go to a vet's because I really enjoy being with animals, and in the future I'd like to work with animals, possibly as a vet. I'm not sure. I will find out on this work experience placement whether it's for me or not.
Fish, as well as horses, are part of the future vet's life. Like many other animals, Katy already has her own little zoo at home.
I guess I just like being around animals, and they're quite fun and strangely energetic. She's a lionhead rabbit, which is why she's so fluffy, which is why we have to groom her so often, and we have to do it outside because there's so much hair. It gets everywhere inside, which is why we do it outside.
Running is one thing that Katy isn't so keen on, but in order to raise money for cancer research, Katy and her friend Hayley put on their training shoes. Friends and family sponsor her for the run.
It's a race for charity. It raises money for cancer research. It's a 5-kilometre race. We can walk, run or jog it and do whatever we like so long as we get around. And yeah, we've all raised a bit of sponsorship money. So far I've got about £50 and I know Hayley's got some too. So yeah.
It's a huge event in which women and girls take to the track all over the country, often driven by a very personal story of their own. Here in Truro, the main city in Cornwall, over 2,000 women are running for cancer research. Soon after the start, Katy pulls away from her friend Hayley. A special memory spurs her on to a surprisingly quick time.
I'm really proud that I've done it. I really wanted to do it, and I've done it in the memory of my granddad, who died just over a year ago of cancer. So that motivated me to finish it.
The next day, Katy's week of work experience begins. She's found a veterinary clinic in Newquay, which has taken her on.
I've been waiting for this week for ages, and now it's here. I can't believe it. It's amazing. It's really good.
The operating theatre is not a place for the faint-hearted. But for Jelena, one of the vets at the clinic, it's part of everyday life. It's Katy's first time observing an operation. Although she was nervous beforehand, Katy remains surprisingly calm as Jelena starts surgery. During the delicate operation, Katy is even able to provide a helping hand. Everything goes according to plan. The cat wakes up as the operation is finished and is soon purring away.
This really has helped me to say, yes, I do want to do this. It hasn't put me off in any way of wanting to work with animals as either a vet or a veterinary nurse.
Katy's dream of becoming a vet one day could well come true. With this work placement, she's taken her first step. But there's one drawback to this profession. Katy would have to leave Cornwall, as there are no veterinary colleges here. If Katy does go, she will miss the beautiful shoreline so close to her home, where she loves to spend her spare time. Holywell Beach, named after a holy well in a cave near the beach, is not just paradise for Katy and her friends, it's also been used in many films.
This is Holywell Beach. It's the nearest beach to where we live. We come here quite often. It was voted the most beautiful beach in Cornwall. And this is normally my dad's story, but this is where they filmed the opening to a James Bond film. And they turned this beach into a Korean beach, which was very different.
At low tide, Holywell isn't just a perfect beach, it's also a perfect cricket pitch. But sooner or later, the tide will come in. Even the beach cannot resist the call of the sea.